Hello, everybody, and you're very welcome along to the Thursday night edition of The Shed, hashtag Irish Blues Mafia, with me, Trevor. It's the Thursday before the Super Bowl, so everything is taking shape now, and the two teams that are in it are, well, they should be very pumped, and their fans should be very pumped for it. Tonight's show, I'm going to tell you who I think will win the Super Bowl. I don't think it'll make any difference, but I'll give you my opinion. Other people do. I'm going to look at a few of my favourite Super Bowls over the years and the teams that have won them. And I'm going to give you thoughts on the MVP, or I think tonight has been announced all the awards and who should get it. And then just the highlight of the season for me. Um, and we'll discuss that in a little bit later. So tonight I'll start with my favourite Super Bowls. As a Bills fan, if the few I have are recent ones, but they all include the Patriots losing. Um, my favorite Super Bowl of all time is the Philadelphia Eagles against the Patriots and Nick Foles and the Philly. I waited up that night. I was one of the first Super Bowls that we had. There was the Sky and the connection to watch the whole lot. And that game, it finished 41 Eagles, 33 Patriots, and what was an awesome game of football. Um, Nick Foles threw for 373 yards, had 3 touchdowns, had an interception. Tom Brady threw for 505 yards, had 3 touchdowns, and had no interception. But from the very start, I just think the Eagles outfoxed the Patriots. And the Philly was the icing on the cake of how they did it. It was a brilliant game. I loved it. It was something that got me back right into the NFL. I was watching a game like that, and at the time, as I said, we were just around here anyway, getting everything set up connection wise and program wise, and you have the programs you have now, the streaming you have now, so you had to wait for the Super Bowls to see a lot of these games, or you have to pay big for them, and now you can get things different way. So that was one of my favorite Super Bowls. The second then was, well, again, it was the Giants versus the Patriots in 2011 and 12 and 2007 and 8. And why I say both years is because it was the 2011 season, 2007 season, but the Super Bowls were in 8 and 12. So the 2007-8 season, the Giants were 10 and 6 and the Patriots were 16 and 0 in the regular season. And the Patriots were going for the immaculate no loss, and they cruised through the playoffs, and the Giants weren't very much fancy to win it. But in fairness to Tom Coughlin and Eli Manning, or Coughlin, I don't know, is it Coughlin or Coughlin, you see over there, they got the job done, and a happy man I was. And then again in 2011 and 12, they beat them again 21-17. And again, they weren't fancy to win, but I think they were in a better position than they were in the 2007-8 year. But like Eli Manning, yes, he goes down as a great quarterback in most people's eyes, but I rate him higher than Peyton because he stuck with the one team, went through the ups and went through the downs, but got his team to 2 Super Bowls. And if you look at Peyton, yes, he won one with the Colts, but the Broncos, he got annihilated by the Seahawks, and the one he did win, he didn't play great. So, and even the one he won with the Indianapolis Colts, I heard Jeff Saturday on the last day saying that the offensive line should have got MVP that day, not Peyton Manning. And a lot of things do be, when you're a quarterback, if things are for you, they're for you. And you can do anything. You could be, rubbish one day, where another quarterback doesn't have that luxury. And when I look at it back then to now, just take Brock Purdy. Like, Brock Purdy is getting no credit. It's all because of the weapons and people he has around him. It's not because of him. That most analytics or personnels in the media are saying, oh, well, he's a good footballer, he's a good thrower, but because he's got all these weapons. He's not like Josh Allen or Joe Burrows or Patrick Mahomes or Jalen Hurts or them guys. Brock Purdy is at a Super Bowl because he got his team there. As much as I would love the Bills to be there, and I am jealous that the Bills aren't there, but that's part of being a football fan, is Brock Purdy has got them there. Just the same as Patrick Mahomes has got the Chiefs there. So, like Eli Manning, people do say, or you hear them say, isn't as good as Peyton, but yet they have the same amount of Super Bowl rings. And Eli Manning won his 2 Super Bowl rings against probably the best dynasty in football in the Patriots in the last, well, probably in football history. Like, they had 2 of the 3 losses in the Super Bowl was against the Giants. So, then I go back to the 90s, late 80s, 90s. So, John Elway and the Denver Broncos. Now, I know we lost 4 Super Bowls in a row in the 90s, but the late 80s, they lost 3, 86, 87, and 89. And John Elway was one of my favourite quarterbacks back then, along with Jim Kelly. And watching him play, I seen him lose in Super Bowls. Like, he got MVP for the regular season of 87. It didn't happen. I know they faced Joe Montana and the San Francisco 49ers, and that was an awesome team at the time. But it shows persistence, pays off, because in 97 and 98 they won their 2 Super Bowls, and out of the 3 the franchise have, 2 of them came with John Elway as quarterback, and was a way more impressive wins than the 2015 one with Peyton Manning. So, if you do keep going, it will happen for you. Like, and I know as a Bills fan, and I have missed all that era as what has happened. I am learning the history as much as possible, but I know as a Mayo fan, I have been there to losing All-Ireland finals, and I know how painful it is. The thing is, you have to dust yourself down. Now, this year for us was a huge loss against the Chiefs. I think for me, it's next year is going to define us, because it's either going to be burst and we have to rebuild, or we move on and we dust ourselves off, and we have the pieces there when we add a few more to go and challenge and be playing at the end or the middle of February next year in a Super Bowl. Be where the Chiefs are, be where the 49ers are. And watching John Elway, for him to continue on, like, that was at the start of the career. He was 3 years, he was on the Pro Bowl, 87, 86, 87, 89. He was MVP in 87. They won the Super Bowl in 97 and 98, and he was MVP in 98. So you're talking almost a decade, but it took him that decade to get the 2 Super Bowls, and he got them. And fair play to John Elway and the Denver Broncos. So they're just some of my memories or my thoughts on the Super Bowls from years gone by. This was some great ones. Last year's one was, between the Chiefs and the Eagles, was outstanding. Outstanding game of football. But for me, my favourite one to date, and I say to date, is the Eagles versus the Patriots. Because of Nick Foles and because of the Philly special. That's my favourite play that I've seen yet in the Super Bowl. And, if it was Carson Wentz, I mightn't think too much about it, and that might not be my favourite game. But to where Nick Foles came from, Yeah, that is my one for the minute. As you can see tonight, I have my Bills gear on. I have my black Josh Allen jersey. I really like this one. I got it from Santa Claus. Uh, I didn't bring out the colours for the two teams tonight. I did the podcast and video the last night, and I just felt a bit wrong doing a Bills one in different colours. So I said I go back to my usual tonight. How do I think the game's going to go? Who's going to win the Super Bowl? Well, as I discussed the last night, both teams have huge weapons. Like you take the top five of each of them. Chiefs is Mahomes, Kelsey, Pacheco, Rice, Valdez-Scantling. 49ers, Purdy, Kittle, McCaffrey, Samuel, Ayuk. They're in no particular order, but Rice and Valdez-Scantling have improved so much as the playoffs have gone on and look very dangerous. And I have said on my podcast before and videos that Marcus Valdez-Scantling can catch a cold. And during the year, he wouldn't catch a cold, but he will catch now. Defense. You've got Chris Jones, George Karlaftis. I don't know if I'm saying that right or not. L'Jarius Sneed, Justin Reed. You have on the other side, 49ers, Nick Bosa, Javarius Ward, Fred Warner. Like these are big time players and they're looking for their Super Bowls. Who do I think is going to win? Well, I'm supporting the 49ers this weekend. I've said that on Tuesday night, and it's nothing against the Chiefs. I supported the Chiefs last year, but Christian McCaffrey is one of my favourite players, as I've said. Brock Purdy is one of my favourite players that don't play for the Bills, and for that reason, that's why I'm supporting them. I think Christian McCaffrey should be the MVP, but I think Josh Allen should be the MVP, but we'll talk about that in a few minutes. But he's not had a Super Bowl, unfortunately, so I think Christian McCaffrey should be getting it, or Brock Purdy, but neither of them will get it. But for that reason, that's why I'm supporting them. Who do I think is going to win? Well, I'm supporting the 49ers, but I think the Chiefs will win. I just think Kelsey is a different animal. I think he's zoned in, he's fired up. I think he's the guy that Mahomes will go to, and I think he's big enough and strong enough to get the job done. If I was looking for an MVP out of Sunday night's game, and there's so much you can go to, that's where I'm going, is Travis Kelsey. I just think in the playoffs, he has dusted off whatever rustiness he had during the regular season. Whether he was saving himself for this particular time or not, I don't know. But he has come out like he had 11 out of 11 receptions against the Baltimore Ravens. He got his touchdown, and some of the catches were outrageous. And for me, that's the man to watch Sunday night. If the 49ers can shut down Travis Kelsey, the 49ers can win the Super Bowl. But if they don't shut down Travis Kelsey, the Chiefs are going to win. And it's not Mahomes I'm talking about, or any of the rest of them. They're all good footballers and they'll all have their say. It's Travis Kelsey. Shut him down, you'll win. And if you don't, well, he's going to destroy you. And it could be his last game. Who knows? So I hope it's not, because I do like him. But we will see. So that is my prediction. I'm going for the 49ers, but I think the Chiefs will win. So the next part I'm going to do on my video is the MVP awards. So I did this in a previous video, so I'm not going to spend too long at it. But I'm just going to go through the MVP finalists. So they are Josh Allen, Bills, Lamar Jackson, Ravens, Christian McCaffrey, 49ers, Brock Purdy, 49ers, and Dak Prescott, Dallas Cowboys. I think Lamar Jackson is going to get it. I think it's wrong, but I think he will get it. On a statistic year, Josh Allen wins hands down, but he ain't going to get it. I don't think Christian McCaffrey will get it, and I think he leave out Josh. I think he should. I don't think Brock Purdy will get it because people don't rate him, which is wrong. And to be honest, I don't know how Dak Prescott got in there. I said that before. So I think Lamar will win it. If I was giving it, I'll give it to Josh, but I'm a Bills fan, so I'm being biased. So other than that, it'll be Christian or Brock. The defensive player of the year, you have Daron Bland for Cowboys, Max Crosby Raiders, Myles Garrett Browns, Micah Parsons Cowboys, and TJ Watt Steelers. Now, I think it's coming down to Myles Garrett and TJ Watt for who's it's between. Any of them five. Well, any of them five could get it. But if I was going from 1 to 5, I would go for me TJ Watt 1, Myles Garrett 2, Max Crosby 3, Bland 4, and Parsons 5. That's just how I would go. Offensive, Tyreek Hill Dolphins, Lamar Jackson Ravens, CD Lambs Cowboys, Christian McCaffrey 49ers, and Dak Prescott Cowboys. Again, offensive player of the year. If I was doing 1 to 5, I would go probably McCaffrey 1. I think that's where he will get his award tonight, not an MVP. I would go CD Lamb 2, Lamar Jackson 3, Hill 4, and again, I don't know how Dak Prescott is there as 5. Then we go to comeback player of the year. So you have Damar Hamlin, I think will win it, should win it. Any man that has gone through what he's gone through, there shouldn't be any question. But you have some good people behind him. I have no issues with them. Where you have Joe Flacco, amazing season, coming back off the couch. Baker Mayfield turned it around at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Matthew Stafford came back from an injury-ridden season before and played awesome stuff. And Tua Tagovailoa, again, leave out the rivalry. A man that had concussion issues, went away, learned how to fall, learned how to protect himself, and had a very good season. So I have no issues with any of them there, but I think Damar will win it. I'll do defensive rookie, offensive rookie, and then I'll do the coach, assistant coach, and coach. So defensive rookie is Will Anderson Jr. Texans, Jalen Carter Eagles, Joey Porter Jr. Steelers, Kobe Turner Rams, and Darren Witherspoon Seahawks. I think Will Anderson Jr. should get it. As I said, the Texans have been one of the teams of the year. Offensive rookie is Jahmyr Gibbs Lions, Sam Laporta Lions, Puka Nacua Rams, Bijan Robinson Falcons, and CJ Stroud Texans. Any of the year, Jahmyr Gibbs or Puka Nacua, Sam Laporta would all be in line for it. I like Bijan Robinson, don't get me wrong. I just don't think he was used right by the Falcons this year. And I think you'll see a different Bijan next year. And he will be up challenging for these awards. But for me, CJ Stroud wins it. Assistant coach of the year, Ben Johnson Lions, Mike McDonald Ravens, Todd Monken Ravens, Jim Swartz Browns, and Bobby Slowak Texans. Hands down is Ben Johnson at the Lions. I have no qualms with any of them. But that man, he's waiting in the wings for some big team, and he's doing a fabulous job at Detroit, and he's not rushing into a job. He's waiting for the right team to come from. So, lucky Lions to have him for another year. And then coach of the year, Dan Campbell Lions, John Harbaugh Ravens, D'Amico Ryans Texans, Kyle Shanahan 49ers, and Kevin Stefanski Browns. All there have good shouts to win it, but for me is D'Amico Ryans the Texans. Again, Will Anderson, CJ Stroud, D'Amico Ryans, they've done a job for a team that for their first year, 2 rookies and a rookie coach that were wrote off. Wrote off. It's one of the first picks of the season last year, and now they're in the playoffs, and they're a team that's going to go get stronger if they keep going like they're doing at the minute. So for me, well done the Texans. It's been a fabulous season. If I was to give a team of the year, call a spade a spade. It's not about who gets the Super Bowl or what they have or what they don't. I'd be giving it to the Texans because from where they came to where they are, and the Lions will be well on their tails as well. But the Texans will be the team I would be given if it was a team of the year. So that's just my thoughts on the awards. We'll see how they go tonight and who wins what. And the last thing then for tonight is what I want to talk about is just my highlights of 2023 season. So there's been, for me, watching the Bills and watching football for the season, there's been lots of brilliant games and highlights and stuff like that. But as you can see, draped around me is my highlight for the year and has been my highlight so far as a Bills fan. So I never thought, to be honest, that I'd ever see the Bills play. I don't, that's a question mark, will I ever get to America? You know, you live in hope, but I don't think so. Just where I am in my life and what's going on, it's just the way it is. So when the Bills came to London, I dreamt of getting a ticket. And I have to say, my good friend at NFL Ireland, Michael McQuaid, he put me on the right track to get a ticket, and I got a ticket. And we went to London, and other than the result, everything else was perfect. I met Michael McQuaid over there, and I was lucky enough to do an interview with him on Pro Football Ireland. And if you're looking for their links or anything like that, it's at NFL Ireland on Instagram, on Twitter X, or on YouTube, and on Spotify as well. And it was brilliant meeting them, and you know, being there, the atmosphere was something else. I was at the Emirates on the Saturday. I was at Tottenham on the Sunday, and both stadiums are immaculate and brilliant. But you know, like for me, it was for the American football why I went over. Josh Allen, and then to have see Josh Allen play. Yes, the Bills were not at their A game; they were way off it. I know, and I think a lot more people know, but it'll never be admitted that it wasn't them, but whoever planned their journey was wrong. They came over to Thursday. The Jags had 2 weeks in England, was well acclimatized, had to travel down the road, and they caught us, you know. But I still got to see Josh Allen play. I got to see him throw a touchdown to Gabe Davis. I got to see him throw a touchdown to Stephon Diggs. And I got to see my favourite players play. Hamlin didn't talk out, but he was there. I have pictures of him. Unfortunately, Matt Milano got injured, and he was a huge loss for us for the season. But before that, they were playing well. The defense was playing well. Got to see Trevor Lawrence and the Jags. They're no bad team either. So the atmosphere was amazing. It was really was like a Bills home game. There was more Bills fans than anyone else, even though there was loads of other fans there and Jaguar fans there, but it was Bills populated. And when they were getting third downs, you could really hear the noise and be part of the noise and enjoy it. And it was an amazing day. Tottenham Stadium, I would recommend anyone, no matter what football team, and I'm an Arsenal fan, go and see it. It's fantastic. I can say no more about it. And where we were staying, I was an hour walk roughly. Now, I got the bus down to the Tottenham Stadium, but on the way up back, there was there was no buses going back, or you couldn't get one. So it was an hour walk. It was a lovely evening. It was a lovely day. Weather was brilliant. Atmosphere was brilliant. Day was brilliant. That's my highlight. And I spent more time talking about it than I would. I could have fitted a few more things in, but I have these pictures up. I put up these shells. These are memories that I'll never forget. And the one, as you see, over this shoulder is where myself and Michael had our interview outside the stadium. And that for me is one of my prize moments in the NFL, or doing the NFL. So that's my highlight for the year. So folks, that's my video for tonight. So what I'm going to do after the Super Bowl is I'm going to do a video next week, just the one on the Wednesday night. And on the Wednesday night, I'm going to go through the Bills' year, as in players who we need to keep and what positions we need to invest in, whether it be draft or whether it be free agency or whatever. And Then I'm going to take a couple of weeks break. So when I come back, I'm hopefully going to have a new beginning that is not copyright written for the show, and then we will start off again for the 2024 season. But um, as I said, I'll do a video on Wednesday night, and we'll talk about Super Bowl a little bit, and then we'll go through what the Bills, in my opinion, need to do and need to keep, and what we can improve on. So I want to say thank you very much for watching, folks. Enjoy the Super Bowl Sunday. I'm lucky to attend a huge Super Bowl party in my sitting room. I sold all the tickets. There was one ticket for sale. I bought it, so it's just myself. But that's what I do every year. I enjoy the Super Bowl. I have my own little bag of stuff to eat and watch and spend the day out there, and I'll watch the game and enjoy it. I wish both teams the best of luck. As I said, I've want the 49ers to win, so there is no other dynasty. But I do think the Chiefs will win, and whichever team wins, may the best team win. And it would not be down to a refereeing decision or a missed kick or something like that. It would be down to the best team wins. For us Bills fans, we'll watch it and we'll just wish we were there. I do believe we could have been there this year, but it's past tense and it's time to move on. So until next Wednesday night, folks, I want to wish you all a lovely, happy weekend. Stay safe. And until then, we'll see you on Wednesday night. Happy Super Bowl, and always go Bills.